Hi there. Wednesday the 23rd of March, we've just come back from the Commission. Just to make you aware, the Fair Work Commission, the full bench of the Fair Work Commission has handed down a recommendation to the parties that's been accepted by Ambulance Victoria and ourselves and APA, and we're very pleased with the outcome in regard to what's been handed down. We will provide details of the recommendation to you. We'll send you out copies. In the recommendation, it has attached wage rates or wage increases, and I'll just briefly go through the general increases so you've got an understanding, but we will also put out those base rates. And again, remember, these percentage increases go to the base rates, not the rolled-in rate at this stage. There will be a recalculation of the rolled-in rate as you receive wage increases. So primarily what will happen is that graduate paramedics will receive a 12% wage increase, BLS paramedics will receive a 15% wage increase, and ALS and MICA paramedics will receive a 20.25% wage increase. And then we have specialist groups, specialist classifications that range from 24% up to 28%, with the MICA flight paramedics receiving 28% wage increase. So senior team manager, ALS, will receive a 25% wage increase, paramedic educators, ALS, 25% wage increase, duty manager, ALS, 25% wage increase, resourcing officers in the rosters department, 24%, all the rostering positions actually 24% wage increases. And it just goes on and on and on. Team managers of MICA, SAU, 25% wage increases, clinical support officers, 26% wage increases, and it just, as I said, it just goes on. We're very pleased with the outcome. Now, to explain the wage increases, the first 10% of the wage increases will be paid and back paid to the 1st of July 2015. So not all of the wage increase will be back paid. There's only a component of it. So the first 10% will be back paid to the 1st of July last year, 2015. The next payment will be half of the rest. So to give you an example, another 5.125% for ALS and MICA paramedics will be paid on the 1st of July this year, 2016. Plus also, remember, everyone will receive a 3% wage increase on the 1st of July this year anyway, arising out of the enterprise agreement. And then the last instalment will be paid on the 1st of December 2016 this year. So again, that example of the ALS or MICA paramedics, their final 5.125% that makes up their total of 20.25 will be paid on the 1st of December 2016. So what it means for an ALS or MICA paramedic would mean that since 1 July 2015, effectively they will have almost around about approximately a $20,000 increase in their base rate of pay. So there is a secondary component to this, and that is that as an outcome of this recommendation, it has been recommended by the Fair Work Commission that given that our current agreement expires on the 31st of December this year, they were seeking that there'll either be a new agreement negotiated or an extension of the current agreement. Our preference is that we do extend the current agreement, so that means what we call a variation to the 2015 EBA. So what the parties are looking at is that it be extended out to April 2019, but for that you get an immediate 3% wage increase on the 30th of April 2017, with a further 3% wage increase on the 30th of April 2018, with the agreement expiring on the 30th of April 2019, with very little or no changes to the enterprise agreement. Now that might annoy some people that there'll be no changes to other conditions in the agreement, but we think that it's the way to go for the next couple of years, just to settle things down. People enjoy the outcome of the work value case and then get some flow on from some subsequent wage increases. And there will be some refining of the agreement, of improving some of the words and putting in new government legislation requirements and those sorts of things, a bit of cleaning up in the agreement, but that all has to come back to you as members to vote on. So once we start that process, we'll keep you informed. We'll release all the documentation as soon as we can. We'll release the wage rates immediately. There'll need to be new rolled-in rate calculations done, and that'll be worked out between AV and ourselves, and we'll do that as soon as possible so people actually know exactly what they'll get as a weekly rate, a rolled-in rate. But it is a fantastic outcome and good for everyone. I should say, in regard to the variation of the agreement, we will not leave behind non-operational employees or people that are not covered, classifications that are not covered by the work value outcome. We will be negotiating with AV, hopefully, some improvements to their wage increases, maybe slightly better than the 3% for operational people, but we'll talk about that. We'll inform the non-operational classification people, and we'll have meetings with them. The union will be coming out to have meetings with members in the next few weeks. So if you want to have a meeting at your branch or region, let us know, and we'll schedule that as soon as possible. As I said before, it's a fantastic outcome, and you all should be very proud. It's a moment of history in this industry, and this comes about out of your campaigning since 2012. The Code Red campaign will go down in history, and this result will go down in history. I can't say it enough. We need to thank our witnesses for their time and effort, and everyone that's worked in the background to achieve this result. We've had a State Council meeting yesterday where we had 60 State Councillors attend. They were absolutely ecstatic with the outcome. And yes, there'll be some questions, and there'll be answers required and clarifications required to people, but we're very happy to do that at any time. We'll put out as much information as we can, but it's because of your collective efforts that we've got to this outcome. I should also mention, winding up this podcast, AV need to be commended in regard to their actions, and again, in reaching this outcome, they have accepted the recommendation, so we thank them for that. But they've also been supportive through the process in regard to releasing members and delegates, and of course we sought to have Ward Youngblood, who did a lot of research for 12 months for us, to be released by AV, and at no stage did they obstruct that process. And again, yesterday they released 25 state councillors to attend the meeting, so we appreciate their efforts. And last but not least, the current state government, in particular the commitment of the Premier from the last election. And it's been delivered that his government, have sought in Ambulance Victoria and paramedics wage rates that are in line, if not better, than other states. So you will now be properly rewarded by the Fair Work Commission in their recommendation of what your work is worth. So well done, great effort, fantastic to everyone. Pat each other on the back. There will be some partying, you can be assured of that. We will have a lunch for the witnesses, but we'll also have a big social function to celebrate the outcome. Thanks for your time and efforts, and we'll keep you updated. See you soon.